We're going to turn to politics now. President Biden hits the road today to promote the bipartisan infrastructure package. He'll be in La Crosse, Wisconsin, to tout the economic benefits of the plan, stressing that the $973 billion package would include the largest investment in transportation in nearly a century and would create millions of jobs. Biden has an op-ed written in Yahoo News entitled "Americans Can Be Proud of the Infrastructure Deal." It reads in part this: neither Democrats nor Republicans got everything they wanted in this agreement. But that's what it means to compromise and reach consensus, the very heart of democracy. When we negotiate in good faith and come together to get big things done, we begin to break the ice that too often has kept us frozen in place and prevented us from solving the real problems Americans face. There is plenty of work ahead to finish the job. There will be disagreements to resolve and more compromise to be forged. But this is a deal the American people can be proud of. Willie.
But the legislative path to get there is still very shaky. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said she will not consider the bipartisan infrastructure plan until the Senate approves that second larger package, despite President Biden's walk back over the weekend that the two bills would not be linked. To that end, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell released a statement yesterday insisting the two pieces of legislation be separated. He wrote in part, "Unless Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi walk back their threats, then President Biden's walk back of his veto threat would be a hollow gesture." McConnell adding, "The president cannot let congressional Democrats hold a bipartisan bill hostage over a separate and partisan process."
I appreciate the president saying that he's willing to deal with infrastructure separately, but he doesn't control the Congress, and the Speaker and the Majority Leader of the Senate will determine the order. And so what I did this morning is to call on the president to ask the Majority Leader and the Speaker to deal with these issues separately.
So, Joe, in many ways, President Biden has dug this hole by saying initially, I'm not going to sign the bipartisan package unless I get the other Democratic package, then walking it back and saying I didn't mean to suggest I would veto it. But let's be clear, Minority Leader McConnell was never going to be on board with any of it. This just kind of gives him cover.
Well, he's not, but as I often say, Mitch McConnell's the Republican majority leader, and what he just said there is what the Republican caucus is saying, and even a lot of those members that want to be a part of this bipartisan bill. It really does seem strange what the Democrats have been doing here. I understand the progressive wing of the Democratic Party has been long suffering over the past 4 or 5 months, just listening about Joe Manchin, Joe Manchin, Joe Manchin, and sometimes Kyrsten Sinema. At the same time, if you want to have the bipartisan bill pass, you can't say, yes, we're going to use you to get to the 60-vote threshold this time, but only if we also can roll you with this 50-vote threshold. At the same time, it's just not going to work. You know, we say things on this show, like, for instance, H.R. 1 is never going to pass in its current form, and been saying that for months, right? We said there was a mess with immigration very early on, and people freaked out.